the Dharma, and it has many meanings related to the Buddhism, and it's 10 actually different meanings. But we as Dharma practitioners, and usually we focus on the two topics, that Dharma of realization and the Dharma of scriptures. Dharma of scripture refers to as Buddha's teachings and other great masters' teachings. And related to the Buddha's teachings, usually we say 84,000, shlokas or bimes sometimes. It depends way of measuring and related to different text. But yeah, it's the collection of his teachings. And why I'm telling this, as Dharma practitioners, we should know some foundations of, Buddhist teachings, and then what we have to focus on when we practice Dharma. What does it mean about Dharma? What is the benefit? And what we can learn something, right? And the Dharma of scripture is a large teachings of it, Buddha's teaching. And this is when we say Buddha Shakyamuni. Of course, in the Buddhism, we do have a lot of Buddhas. And this is not first Buddha. The countless Buddhas had been passed. And when we say eons, eons. And this eon, we call it fortunate eon, there's 1,000 Buddhas. Just Buddha Shakyamuni is the fourth one. And so Buddha Shakyamuni, you already know, had been in this world. It's an amazing teacher. And over 2,600 years ago. And he was amazing, great teacher. And filled with wisdom and a compassionate being. And he gave a lot of teachings, and his disciples kept the first in the memory. Then later it's write down on the text, and then that's the collection of the Buddhist teachings. We said that that's Buddha, the Dharma of scriptures. As a Buddhist, we are learning from what he described, this world, what's the problems, and how we can fix the problems. Some situation, and we can't fix the problems. It's how it is, like it started the suffering as recognized as illness, the disease. We have to first understand. And the second, then, is there any remedy of the suffering? He says, yes, they are. Yeah, and that's where we have to learn about Dharma scriptures and the Buddhist teaching. And when we study Dharma teachings, really we have to gain the Dharma realizations, right? This is the goal. Without the Dharma of realization, just only study is not enough. It's like if you want to eat delicious food, you have to know how to cook and the ingredients, the causes, conditions, right? Then you have to cook. Then the real benefit is that you have to eat. They're similar when we study Dharma, we should apply as much as possible. And of course, I know that even myself, I can't apply everything what Buddha's taught. And anyone, we can't apply all the teachings of the Buddhas. It's actually not necessary. Those teachings, it's a different and the individuals, right, has a different levels of the understanding, ability to apply. But the principle of some of his teachings we should apply and in our daily life. So the first, it's very important, have to study that you can see it's a benefit something, or you interested any Dharma books, or if you want to visualize, or particular some great beings like Pema Sambhava example, Tara is example. If you have personal some sort of connections, then you should focus on that. The practice, it's more beneficial. Of course, from Buddhist point of view, there is no uh, one is greater than others. All the Buddhas is similar in terms of realizations, understanding this nature of reality. But related to the ones on karmic connections, then that just makes the differences for individually. So first have to study Dharma of scriptures, and not only Buddha's teaching, all the great masters like Nagarjuna and Maharamachē and others, there's pretty much the same thing. Those teachings are based on the Buddha's teaching. They synthesized and put it together, easy to understand. Buddha's teaching is large and large stories, you know, um, many characteristics involved. His disciples talking, sometimes Buddha's talking, sometimes it's the stories involved inside of his teachings. And the great masters took it, some stories, maybe if they need it, and the central of his message and teachings put it together, and like Shantideva's intrained well bodhisattvas. It's a great example. And if you take it that kind of teaching, then this is a dharmic path. Dharma is another meaning is a path, right? And yeah, this is a very clearly lay out, like Shantideva's teaching. Mahayana's path emphasizes two topics, bodhicitta and emptiness. Bodhicitta is there's a relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. If you put it, there's two categories, or you can put it that way. And aspirational bodhicitta is just making aspirations, intention, right? Good heart, good mind, cultivating, loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity, just developing, trained in one's own mind. Then application of bodhicitta, applying that there are 6 parameters. Yeah, we have to take those topics as much as possible, have to practice. And then emptiness. It's describing the nature of reality. One of our problem, this is This is also related to Dharma realization. Yeah. If we have compassion, then this is Dharma realization. If we developed loving kindness, we already have, everybody has a seed of it. And here, just particularly using training techniques, developing, right? And increasing what we have, like bodhisattva, developing bodhisattva. And usually we don't understand the emptiness part of this reality or sublessness. As Dharma practitioners, and we should try to understand this reality. It's very crucial, very important. One of we have problem is that we too much focus on the self, permanent self, singular, that from birth into now, we hold it as a one thing, right? Person. Even though it's changed a lot. And we, as just ordinary person, we don't see the reality. The Buddhism is very focused on the reality. We have to really have to understand nature of reality, nature of the self. Is there the permanent, single, truly exists that usually what we feel, what we experience is there, or something is not there, we hold it on, it's make problems, like a dream. Or our troubles is based on the confusion, unnecessary, that brings problems. From Buddhist point of view, it's a unnecessary recreating in the problems and the continuously, makes problems. It's like a dream, right? And this all based on in the ignorance, not knowing the reality. One of the Dharma practitioners, the goal is that to understand the fundamental level of reality. That there's many ways of describing, but as the Buddha's and the great masters says that you don't have to believe it, this what it is, what Buddha's and the great master says, then that's it, something. This is not way of approach, but it's a path. Path is that they just give the tools, explanations, and we as a Dharma practitioner and student of Dharma, and have to use our intelligence, investigate it, examine it over and over again, then we will understand what they told, right? Described in the Dharma teachings. And use our intelligence. It's not the this Dharmic path. Sometimes the Dharmic path is based on the faith, exertions, and so forth. Sometimes Dharmic path is not only blind faith. Faith should be developed through the prajna, through the wisdom. That faith could be reliable. It's not misleading and make it confused. And so we should investigate it, examine it, right? The goal is that if we do understand the natural reality, then it's eliminated our confusions. It will eliminate our attachment, and yeah, we can say passion, aggression, ignorance. And also jealous, envy, And yeah, these things, it's a, it's a troublemakers and the wrong view of the self or the wrong view of others, things. Yeah, we have to just purify it and our misperceptions, right? Through the wisdom, through the prajna. Just have to understand this natural reality. Then, um, if we do this over and over again, whether some lucky person have met great teachers, right? Someone who has great realizations and they had karmic connections, then it's immediately they will understand this reality. But that's rare. We don't have many people that kind of, uh, good fortune. We as ordinary people, then there's three ways. First, have to study, then contemplate, and meditate, promote with it. It's very crucial, important. It is one of the Dharma practitioners' goal is that to illuminate our kleshas. This is the cause of the problems. Why we are unhappy? Because the klesha attack or confused. We are not understand this the cause and fact, particular, our fundamental level of the one's mind, right? Yeah, that is the Dharma's view. And if we do understand this, then other all disturbing emotions like anger or hated or dissatisfactions will kind of subside or a little bit subdued, even if it's not just completely go away, but it will subdued. As long as when we subdued our mind, the klesha part of our mind, then we will be relaxed, not make troubles for self, of course, completely satisfied and relaxed, mind very peacefully resting, and then not misjudging in someone else, right? Or try to make problems out of the envy or jealous or uh, aggressions. And if we are controlled by the kleshas, then we won't be happy. And that's expressed through the words, through the actions. We make mistakes, make problems. Problem for, of course, it starts itself and one it makes happy, then it affects someone else. And that affect and then someone else. It's getting worse and worse. From Dharma point of view, that's how we started samsara, right? And continuously we are creating problems and wishing and the self is getting better, want happiness and a successful and meaningful life and so forth. Different, desires. But the cause of it is makes troubles. Trouble for self, trouble for someone else, and then the result won't be as good. And from Dharma point of view, is that if we subdued our klesha, there is no, pill we can subdue in our kleshas. There is no external, substance medicines that can subdue the kleshas. the real root of cause of the problems. There is some medicine. The medicine is that Dharmic medicine. And like Buddha's teaching, if we seriously and study what really the Buddhas and the great masters, reliable great masters like Shantideva as example, to take it that is a common, right, as Mahayana's Buddhist, well tested over thousands of years, well proved, great masters, great Dharma practitioners as authentic Dharma teachings. That is like for us is a path. If we go through those paths, then it's a unmistaken path. If we gain the Dharmic realization, we don't have to, there's no way someone's pulling their realization to uh, others, right? Just only giving the method that, well, discovered. It could be helpful to discover this reality, like Shantideva, as example. Shantideva's realization or his knowledge, we can't transmit it to someone else immediately. That we know that when we go to the universities, schools, rely on some teachers. And their teachings, it's not just automatically come to the students, like a computer and a chips, memory, right? Putting, we don't have that kind of transitions. Just only have as they give you necessary information, then one we have to receive, have to understand. Their realization, their explanation, and the unmistaken realization, they do understand natural reality. Could be it's a related to relative reality, cause and effect. It could be related to the fundamental level of this reality. And either is unmistakably path. So then, as Dharma practitioners, we should study. It's very crucial, very important. As beginning, I mentioned, study itself is not enough. We have to apply individually. We don't have to wait someone else, right? Or someone's telling. It's one's own responsibilities. There's no way someone can liberate it for us. If you look at Dharma history, great masters like even Shakyamuni Buddha, he can't transmit his realization, his knowledge, his wisdom, enlightened wisdom to his disciples. Even the great beings like Shakyamuni Buddha, there's a lot people rejected his teachings. Like his cousin Devadatta, you try to kill him, always jealous with him. Seeing all the activities of the Buddhas, he sees as a cheating someone else. If you look at Buddha's, life stories, even in the movie, it's very nice. Yeah, Devadatta is always uh, make troubles. If Buddha has ability to transmit his realization to those people, then of course he can. He wants everybody to awake, illuminated all the problems. That's his um, hard wish. But it says clearly says that just only I can show you how to do it. It's it's up to you. It's not me. And so yeah, Dharma realization is crucial. It's important. We as Dharma practitioner, then where we have to focus on? We have to focus on gaining Dharma realization. Then there's three steps, as I beginning mentioned. First, have to study, try to understand any methods. It could be these days, it's much easier. You can learn from the books. It's available a lot. It's now in English translating. And choose one like Shantideva's text or others if you don't have a lot of time to read it, all of it. But choose one. This is a reliable, well, you know, uh, established the Dharmic path. Then the second, we have to go through how much we can do. We don't have to wait someone's doing it or criticizing, oh, he should do this or she should do this, or complaining something, complaining stuff or others. This is not way how much we can do individually. The goal is to gaining Dharma realization. While you chant the four measurables, right? For example, read it, chant it. May all sentient beings free from suffering, root of suffering. Yeah, just go with it. Visualize and think about it, those topics, and wish well, free from suffering, root of suffering. And then what is the, cost of this? And what Buddha and Great Master says these things. Cost of the suffering is the karma and kleshas. Is it true or maybe someone else? And we should investigate and study about those things. And as at these days, you can learn um, and this topic from the YouTube and online and the text and all direct teachings like now here and online. And in many ways you can learn, right? And then third one, we have to meditate, familiar with it, what we understand, or developed bodhicitta as much as possible. And particular, the absolute level of this reality, we use emptiness in the common sutta and the teachings. And our self, what we think, who we are, is not that as who we are. We are not this corporeal body. It's related to a lot of problems, right? Cause and the conditions involved, and the aging, and the illness, and so forth. That's not who we are. We are not form. We are not feeling. And go through this. All what do we think? It's me. If you really is look at it carefully, then you can see it's not, it's me. Still, we hold it on me something. There's no behind of this corporeal body. This our, perceptions, feelings, the mind. That's what we thinking, the thoughts and the stuff. It's not, it's me, the self. There's no beyond of there, the me that is permanent, truly exists. And then what it is. From Dharma point of view, there is no particular something there. But it isn't nothingness, right? We know it, aware of it. That's what we call pure awareness. It's not filled with aggressions. It's not filled with kleshas or misperceptions. This is all just labeled. It's temporary. It's like a cloud in the sky. The clouds is not innately, abide in the sky. Similar, our these misperceptions, what we are holding on, make troubles, it's just temporary. If we're confused, hold it on, then it has ability to make troubles. Like in the dream, whatever in the dreaming, strange something, it has ability to make problems in the dream. There's hope, there's fears, there's happy, there's sad. You can see it, you can hear it, everything is there in the dream as long as you are dreaming. Similar, as long as we are holding on something, then if we're confused, it has ability to make troubles. But the bottom line, the fundamental level of this is nothing happening, right? Yeah, it's nothing happening. The clouds, the weather is changing, everything. Sky is always just the same. It's the emptiness level of this our mind. It's always same. And as Mahayana Buddhist practitioner, we should understand our mind is emptiness, yet it's awareness. We know it, it's aware of it, it's understand. Awareness itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself is awareness. It's like a boundless. There is freedom, right? It's completely free. If you understand this, familiar with it, arrest it, then that is a Dharma of realization. This is antidote of the kleshas. This is antidote of the karma. We can find very peaceful, and this is a dharmic path. We can find a meaningful and a happy life within this realization. It's a profound experience. Yeah, I think that's pretty much today's Dharma talk. If you have any questions, please raise hand and then we can talk a little bit further this topic. If you don't have any,